guys, this is John with True Shot Gun Club, and today I am at the Springfield Armory booth here at NRA 2022. Mike Humphries from Springfield. Mike, how are you?
Doing well, how about you?
If you could tell people a little bit about yourself.
Sure, no problem. I wear two hats at Springfield Armory. I am Media Relations Manager. I'm also editor of the Armory Life, thearmorylife.com, which you and I work together a lot on. So that's pretty much what I do. My job is to talk to people about our products and to get products out to them for review, which we've also talked to you about.
Yes. And we want to thank Mike and Springfield Armory for sending us all the great products that we've reviewed in the past 6 months. So thank you guys for giving us the opportunity.
Thank you for the review.
So, can you give us a brief history on Springfield Armory?
Okay, well, Springfield Armory is obviously the oldest name in American firearms, going back to the original armory created by the U.S. government. The current Springfield Armory of today is based in Geneseo, Illinois. It was founded by the Reese family. Dennis Reese is current CEO of the company. Springfield Armory has basically, since its introduction in 1974, built a foundation on providing traditional classic guns, but with modern manufacturing and high quality. And everything was started with the M1A based off the military's M14. That's the gun the company started with in 1974. That's the gun they still make. That's the iconic gun of the company, but it quickly expanded beyond the M1A and the M14 based M1A. The 1911 pistol was added on a few years later. I mean, I don't think I have to tell you or your viewers that Springfield Armory is known for making super high quality 1911 pistols. I mean, that is their bread and butter. They also have a full line of polymer frame pistols that they work with HS product in Croatia. That's how we had the XD line, the XDM line, the XDM Elite line, and a gun that I suspect everyone knows, the Hellcat, and the Hellcat line of guns. The Hellcat has been an unbelievable success. The response to it has been remarkable. We knew it would do well, but it was the right product at the right time, and representative of what Springfield Armory wants to bring to the consumer market. And part of that relationship with HS product and the polymer frame pistols has also led to things like the Hellcat, the rifle that was the Croatian military's VHS-2 bullpup rifle that Springfield Armory worked with them to develop an Americanized version of it with American, market-centric features as the Hellcat. So I would say that in the big picture, Springfield Armory does an excellent job of making classic guns that modern consumers want, and it also makes some very modern guns that, CCW enthusiasts, tactical shooters, blinkers, everybody wants.
That's a great rundown of the company. So in front of us we have a handful of guns. You guys have come up with a ton of great, amazing new products in the last 9 months. So let's start off. First off, what's your favorite on the table? What do we have in mind?
Favorite?
Not make you pick a favorite.
That is tough. I have wanted Springfield to offer a version of this gun for more than a decade. So I'm very excited about this one. The SA-35 at the other end of the table, to Springfield Armory's credit, made me realize that I wanted a gun that I didn't realize I wanted. That's become a new favorite. The EMP that's beside it is another symbol. As I mentioned, Springfield Armory is known for making super high quality 1911s. That one is, lots of people make a 1911. It's kind of like the AR. You go out and try to find an AR or a 1911. There are a lot of people that make them. Springfield Armory brings some interesting characteristics to the table, and the EMP is very representative of what Springfield Armory can do. So that's an important one. But if you're going to force me to pick, I left it for last, the Hellcat Pro. When the Hellcat came out, for anyone who isn't familiar with the Hellcat Pro, it is, I believe you guys are familiar with the Hellcat and the Hellcat Pro. The Hellcat is a micro 9mm. It has a 3-inch barrel. It has an 11-round flush fit magazine. Also comes with an extended 13-round magazine with a little bit of grip extension. Great little gun. Exceptional micro-sized gun. An 11-round 9mm in a pint-sized micro-sized gun package. It's amazing. The Pro takes that foundation and adds a little bit on the slide barrel, a little bit on the grip. And when I say a little bit, we go up to a 3.7-inch barrel on the slide. And the grip is lengthened enough to get you to a 15-round magazine. Now, the point I like to make with the Pro is, on paper, it's a duty gun. It's practically a full-size duty gun. It's a 15-round 9mm pistol with nearly a 4-inch barrel that can accept optics. But it is still compact and carryable. It's only an inch wide. It's easy to carry, but it shoots like a full-size gun. So if you were going to force me to pick one as my favorite, the Hellcat Pro. When I picked up one of the first prototypes, it felt immediately and exactly right in my hands. Because although the Hellcat is an exceptional gun, I generally don't carry small guns. I will. I have it in my repertoire. I've carried the Hellcat. I tend to like mid-sized to full-size guns for carry. The Hellcat Pro splits the difference perfectly. I get full-size gun performance and features, but one that's still incredibly easy to carry. And I suspect your experiences with it were similar. I mean, what was your guys' reaction when you first handled and shot the Pro?
So out of the box, I believe I called you right after I got mine. And I said, Mike, what did you do? Like, this is amazing. You took everything that I wanted in a carry gun. Optics ready, a little bit longer grip, capacity, longer barrel, and you put it into a package that was so thin and perfect. You know, I knew from the jump, as soon as I got it and saw the pictures you sent me, that this is it. I was taking it home right after we were done doing the review. Now that being said, I'm fighting Kyle over who gets to take it home. So
We'll tell you what, I think we can take care of it. If you guys need a couple, we can do that.
So, you talked about development. So what goes into, from Springfield to Springfield, what goes into developing a product line for you guys from the ground up?
Well, I mean, all the standard obvious stuff. We work very hard to keep track of what the customer base in general wants and what the Springfield Armory consumer base specifically wants. We like to think we have a pretty good bead on what gun owners like, and specifically what Springfield Armory fans like. And from the response we've been getting from every gun on this table, I think Springfield Armory's nailed it. From the reaction that you told me on the Hellcat Pro, it is exactly what the goal was. Because you could very easily have said, oh, well shoot, you're releasing the Hellcat, this just adds a little bit more length, a little bit more grip, well, what's the big deal? But as soon as you didn't even have to pick it up. As soon as you saw the specs, you knew that it was something distinct and special, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And trust me, as you can attest to, when you pick it up, there is no doubt that this gun is remarkable.
Compared to anything else on the market, you know, you guys hit a home run. You hit the capacity, you hit the barrel length, grip length, dimensional-wise, all the way around. And then you came out and it's optic cut right from the factory, which everybody wants now. So I think, like I said, on paper, when I got it, I was like, this is going to sell out quick. As soon as the first shipment's gone, you're going to have to call Croatia and order a whole bunch more.
And I'm glad you mentioned the optics cut. That's a really important point. I was talking about how we try to stay on the cutting edge of what customers want. I think it would be reasonable to say that optics on handguns, up until a few years ago, were a bit exotic. You would see them on competitive shooters guns. You would see them on some full-size guns. Not really a carry gun thing. I personally think that the release of the Hellcat in 2019, I believe it was September 2019, normalized carry optics on a carry gun. And I think it did it in some very specific ways. Like, if you go back and look at 2018, people with a optic on a micro carry gun, you would not see that outside of custom house guns. Very specialized, very rare guns. The Hellcat changed that. It brought it to the mass market. And the reason that I think it did that was, it always comes down to, I say, co-witnessing. The Hellcat is an OSP pistol. Well, there is a standard Hellcat. There's a Hellcat OSP, and the Hellcat Pro is an OSP pistol. OSP stands for optical sight pistol. What that means is the slide comes cut from the factory accept an optic. And more than that, it's designed to accept the optic directly. It is a direct mount. And the advantage to that is instead of having a plate and all this sort of stuff, you get the optic low enough that it allows you to have co-witnessing iron sights on it that are not suppressor height sights, which can be ridiculous. And you particularly don't want to sight this tall on a carry gun. So I think that the Hellcat having that optic, low mounted, with iron sights to back up for anyone that's afraid their optic's going to go down, the advantage that I like is I know that some people have trouble finding the dot when they draw a pistol with a small window. I go to the irons. I draw the pistol and I go directly to the irons, and when I go to the irons, since they are co-witness with the dot, I immediately see the dot, then I can hit the targets. The Hellcat giving you that co-witness ability, not having to take it to a gunsmith and spend $200 to get your optic cut, right from the factory, ready to accept that optic or sold with the optic, I think has made it much more common for people to have carry guns with an optic on it. And I think you're seeing that in the market. I think you're seeing people with carry guns with optics on them. I'm talking to holster makers that 3 or 4 years ago had no real demand in making a holster for carrying an optic on the gun. An IWB inside the waistband carry type holster. They're all doing it now.
Yeah, and that's, you hit the nail on the head. It's carry optics on a concealed carry size pistol, especially a micro pistol, is the trend, and I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. Everybody loves that trend. Now, from the rifle side, we've got that beautiful rifle behind you. We've got the beautiful